Crafting Journey here, that journey chick on Instagram. Welcome to another edition of Crafting and Crime Daily. Yes, the show where I talk about recaps of live trials going on, and there are a lot of trials going on right now. Oh my goodness, it would take me hours to watch every one of them and hours to recap every one of them, but I'm going to do the best that I can to give you a little synopsis and make it interesting. But you also get a little vlog on my life. Don't forget to hit the like button. Today he is preparing to take all the bread out of my kitchen. Yes, I know it's a lot, but yeah, you can do it because my A1C high. One of the reasons is because I stopped taking my Trulicity, which is a glucose medicine that helps you regulate your blood sugar, because the insurance company, as of January 1st, cut it off, said, no, you can't have it anymore until your doctor writes a super secret permission letter, and then you can have it again. So when I met with her yesterday, she said, oh, I'm familiar with that, so she's going to write the letter, and I'm going to get back on my medicine, and I need to cut out all sugar. But it's a process, right? Do I go cold turkey or do I just cut out the bread first? What do you think, like button? Bread?
Yes!
Okay, we'll do the bread first. Which is going to be hard because I love bread. I was reading People magazine the other day, and Eva Longoria, yes, remember her, Eva Longoria? Desperate Housewives. She's like, oh, I don't like bread. What? Are you from this planet? Who doesn't like bread? Oh my God. If one of my subscribers, if you guys don't like bread, please let me know. Wow, that's incredible. So I had a lot to talk about with my doctor yesterday. She's going to schedule a mammogram, schedule a thyroid ultrasound, and apparently I need to have a screening colonoscopy. Woohoo! Yeah. We will not be covering that one live. No. No. Okay. That will be, yeah. Coming to you live from Crafting Journey's colonoscopy. No, we're not going to do that. So, yeah. What else happened yesterday? Oh, I wanted to go get a haircut after, the doctor's appointment. So my boss had said, oh, there's a salon that I go to out there in Derby, which is where my doctor is, and really like right across the street. So I go there, and I'm standing there at the counter, and I'm standing there, and these, you can see they're foo-fooing the hair, and they're blow drying it, and they're talking to their customers. Nobody's even acknowledging that I walked in the door. I don't know if they have one of those sensors that goes off when you don't have enough money in your wallet, or I don't know. But they were not interested in talking to me at all. I waited. So finally I just left. I'm like, well, guess they don't want my business. Then I see this other hair place down, a little bit further. So I stop there and I go in, and it's all men. I'm like, oh, how did I misinterpret that title of it was called Great Clips. Okay, apparently it's for men only. So I'm like, oh, hi, wrong place. And I leave. I'm like, okay, we're not getting a haircut today. No. Okay, what did I get in the mail? Well, first, before we get to mail, let's just open the planner. So today is National Do Something Nice for a Grouch Day. Yeah. If you know somebody that's grouchy, today is the day to do something nice for them. Now, I'm not going to work, so I'm not going to do nothing nice for my boss. But do something nice for a grouch. Now, we all know somebody that's just mumbling and a grouch and just generally in a bad mood all the time. Do something nice for them today. Maybe they'll smile. Okay. This day in history, we're going to talk about 911 call. Ooh, that should be interesting. I'm loving the theme, this succulent theme. It's really, really nice. Okay, we're done with that. Oh, and before I forget, let me put that in the journal. I will put it in the eye here, but Cheryl, my co-host for Ticket to Ride, she and I did an invitation to Saturday night. I've been teasing you all week about keeping Saturday night open. So watch this video. It'll tell you all about what's happening Saturday night. I am interviewing David McLean. This is his painting. Yes, David McLean. He also did, this is Notre Dame Nights. He did To Russia with Love, and he's got 3 other paintings that Diamond Art Club has, but he's got a whole gallery of gorgeous, gorgeous paintings. So you'll want to watch that Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 Central, which is my time. So we did the invite to David McLean interview. Okay, yeah, I'm excited for that. All right, so in the mail yesterday, now there's a story behind this. More yarn, yes. So I was sitting at work one day and I'm like, gosh, I haven't ordered yarn in a long time. And I'm a yarnie, I just love yarn. And I stopped getting emails from Lion Brand. They were having sales like every single day. So I'm like, let me check out the Lion Brand site and see what's going on. So they were having a sale, but they had a new yarn. And so I wanted to order this yarn. And I ordered a mystery. I haven't ordered a mystery in a while. So I said, let me get a mystery box. So this is the mystery box. But what they did was they put the mystery inside this box and then they put it in a bag. So here's the mystery yarn. And then I ordered some landscape yarn. Now this is the landscape yarn that I already have, some of it. Landscape's very unique for its bright colors, like just this vibrant colors. These are the ones that I had. Landscape, it is Lion Brand, of course, because I ordered from Lion Brand. It's just got this beautiful halo. It's 100% acrylic. And it's just a gorgeous yarn. So that's some that I already had, but they have a new landscape. So I'm like, oh, I've got to show it to you guys. So I ordered some. Oh, it's called Landscape Breeze. It's kind of like a watercolor. It's really, really pretty. I'll try to get a close-up of it to show you. So that's a new addition to the Landscape family of yarns. Landscape Breeze. Yeah, I ordered 3 of them, so I have enough to make something. Okay, let's put those away. I gotta remember to take a picture. Let's see what's in the mystery bag. The funny thing is, like not even a half hour after I place this order, I see the Bag a Day crochet along. And that's when I ordered. I'm like, I just ordered yarn, but I want to do this crochet along. The one I showed you yesterday with all the Sesame Street characters. So in one day, I ordered Lion Brand for myself, and then I ordered the crochet along Sesame Street characters. So I'm like, I'm cut off from yarn for a while. Yeah. Let's find out what's in the mystery box. So this is $19.99, and I think you get 6 or 9 skeins of a mystery yarn. They don't tell you what you're going to get. So in the past, I've had pretty good luck with the mystery boxes. The Santa sacks this year, I was a little disappointed in. Let's see what the mystery box has for us. I don't like to use scissors when I open these because I don't want to cut the yarn. All right, what do we have here? All right, so we've got, oh my word. Oh, a pound of love. I've not ordered this. Holy moly. 1 pound. And it's all covered up. This is called pink salt. Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. This is a pound of this 4-weight. Ooh, I could do some damage with that. A pound. How many yards is a pound, does it say? All right, I need to take it out of here so I can read it. I hate to open it, because then it's exposed to cats. But we're going to do that. All right, so it's a 4-weight, 1,020 yards in here. Oh my God. I've never ordered a pound of love. All right. 100% acrylic. All right, let's get it back into the... It's not going to go back in that bag. All right, it's in the box. What else did we get? Let's see. All right, oh boy, baby yarn. Yellow, oh baby. Now I have this it's oh baby organic, 100% organic cotton. Super cute. I gave away, I had a giveaway for the last one, and I haven't mailed the giveaway. I'm so sorry. For the person out there that won the giveaway, it's coming. I'll get to the post office. So, yeah, I'm not sure we're going to probably go in a future giveaway. Okay, not super impressed. So I did get 9 skeins, but really that pound of love is equivalent to, you want to play with the back? It's equivalent to 3 skeins. So this is basic stitch, anti-pilling, but I'm loving the color. This is my sister's favorite color, so I will make her something out of this. Look, greens. Yeah, just all kinds of beautiful greens combined in that. So this is a 4-weight, 100% acrylic, 153 yards each. Maybe I'll make her a scarf. I haven't made her a scarf. And this is called Two Pines, the color. So I'm not terribly disappointed. I'm not disappointed, okay? So I like this, and I like the pound of love. I'm not crazy about the yellow. Yellow is just not my thing. And I don't, it's such a, see, this is like, this is not, what is this, a 2 or a 1? It's a 2-weight. So I have big hands, and you know, whatever. It'll go in a giveaway. Stitch is very interested in what's going on in that box there. He's like, oh, there is yarn in that box. Let's talk about crafting and crime daily. Oh, there's Pearl. Hi, Pearl. Good morning. Hi, baby. Oh, she's like, do not touch me, mother. She's like that. Don't touch me. So let's start out with a trial of Curtis Reeves. Curtis Reeves, the movie theater popcorn trial. So yesterday they had eyewitnesses on. They had one gentleman who, 3 people total. One gentleman who was sitting in the same aisle as, they were all sitting within the, either in the aisle of the victim or the aisle of the suspect, the defendant. And I'm going to diamond paint. Well, I tell you this story because my sister says I don't do enough painting. I don't. I got to get this darn thing finished, don't I? So it was interesting because, you know, they saw what they saw. The other couple was it was a man and wife, now divorced. But the man at the time, he's now retired, but at the time, he was an off-duty police officer. He was a police officer who was off-duty. They decided that morning, she called in sick. Can you imagine what she was a teacher. She called in sick that day. And then at the spur of the moment, they decided, hey, I'm going to go to the theater and watch this lone survivor movie. Now, can you imagine what she had to say when she went to work the next day? Yeah, it was, I called in sick, but hey, you know what? I saw a shooting. How do you segue that when you called in? What? I thought you were sick. Well, no, but I felt good enough to go to the movies. Anyway, so I digress. So all of them were sitting in the same aisle or in the vicinity of them. And they talked about the lighting, and and then there was another woman who clearly had eye problems. And all of their infirmities were pointed out as some reason why they couldn't see or hear correctly by the defense. But, they all pretty much stuck to their guns. And that was that at no time did the victim, the deceased, try to climb over the aisle. they didn't see any, him try to strike the guy. They didn't see any cell phones flying. Most of them were pretty consistent. They saw popcorn go up into the air and heard a gunshot. And that was that. So the police officer, he off duty, what he had done was he's off duty, so he carries a weapon, but he carries it in his back somehow. Anyway, but in order for him to be comfortable in the theater, he took his gun out and he put it in his wife's purse. So at some point she says, hey, there's something going on over here. Because the previews were going on. There's something going on. I think you need to watch what's going on over here. Just as he's looking over there, he sees the popcorn flying and here's the gunshot. So he goes over there, and then Curtis Reeves is just sitting there. I'll put the photo again. He's just sitting there with the gun in his lap. So he identifies himself as a police officer and he takes the gun away. And then he stays there with him until, he said it took him about 20 minutes for the police to get there. I don't know why it would take 20 minutes, but he said he stood with the guy for 20 minutes while other people tried to assist the victim with CPR. Now, the older woman, I kind of felt sorry for her because they really picked on her. She's had brain tumors and she has her eye sewn shut because of a vertigo problem, but she says she can, to adjust for that, she just looks straight on at whatever she's looking at. And they, all of the people were pretty consistent. It was the previews weren't loud enough that you couldn't hear other conversations. And this conversation that was going on between the deceased and the defendant was loud enough for them to hear. But nobody felt that the deceased was angry or mad, but just kind of irritated. And they heard him say that he was texting his effing daughter, and that's when the popcorn flew and the gunshot went off. And it all happened within seconds, really within seconds. So, they tried to walk him through step by step, but really it was just sort of it just all happened very quickly. And then the defense tried to make hay out of the fact that afterwards they were all shuffled out to the lobby where they sat in this table area, and they were given a sheet of paper to do a witness statement. And weren't you talking to each other? No. Weren't there conversations going on? Yeah, there were, but I wasn't listening. None of them were, he wanted to try to insinuate that they were listening to what other people saw or heard, and that's how, their memory has been formed. But they all pretty much stuck to their guns about what they saw. And none of them saw the deceased as as having done anything that warranted being shot, for sure. And none of them heard Curtis Reeves say anything. The prosecution said, did he cry out, no, 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 or stay away from me, like he was being attacked? And no, he wasn't being attacked. Nobody was attacking him. So not really good for Mr. Reeves. So let's talk about the trial of Robert Hayes, the serial killer. So they put out a DNA expert yesterday who, at the time, and she explained this very well, she's retired now, but at the time she was a DNA analyst, and she had analyzed all 3 sets of the DNA from those women, the 3 women that he's on trial for murdering. And, after all is said and done, she says they were all 3 match for each other. They all 3 matched, but she says at the time we were only doing 13 markers for DNA, and DNA has evolved. By the time the murder in West Palm Beach happens, years later, they're now looking at 21 markers. So I suspect we're going to hear another DNA expert come and link the other murder to these 3 and tell us about genetic genealogy. But she was just on the stand to say that she had analyzed the 3 of them with the 13 markers, and they were all a match. Then they had the roommate testify. The roommate of Rachel Bay, who's the West Palm Beach victim. Now, he's not on trial for that in this case. He's charged with it, but that's in a West Palm Beach court. But the judge has said he's going to allow evidence about that, just to show motive, method, that they were all the same. So this roommate comes on, and I surmise he's in jail because he appeared to be like in a law library, and he had like a hoodie on that was hiding his jail clothes. Yeah, they didn't ask him that, which I don't know why, but anyway. So he testified that he and this Rachel Bay had been living together for a couple of months. Yes, she was a prostitute. No, I was not her pimp. I don't know what their relationship was. It never came out about what their relationship was. He did not do drugs or alcohol. She did drugs, no alcohol. She liked to smoke crack. He didn't do that. But he probably can't say that. First of all, he's sitting in jail. He's probably charged with something or has been convicted of something and doesn't want to get into any more trouble by admitting that he was using drugs. So no, I don't use drugs. No. Okay. So, and I really didn't understand the purpose of his testimony. Yes, this was her cell phone number. She did not have a pimp. She advertised her services on something called Backstage or Backdoor, or I don't know, Backstage. And that she would pick up people on the street. But that night she got a phone call, and then she said, I'm going to go out. So I would think they could get her cell phone records and see who made that phone call to her. I don't know. I'm hoping that's what they're going to do. So, and then he called her later on to check on her, and she says, hey, I'm in the middle of something. I'll call you when I'm on the way home. He never heard from her again. And that was the night she was murdered. And that was his testimony. Interesting. Yeah. Then we have a third trial that's going on in federal court. This is the George Floyd civil rights violation case. So the three officers that were next to Derek Chauvin, two officers that were with him holding George Floyd down, and the third officer, Tutau, who was kind of directing traffic. And every time someone would tell Tutau, he's not breathing, let me go help him. Like there was a paramedic on the scene, and she kept saying, let me go help him. He's like, nope, get back on the curb, get back on the curb. So these three guys are charged in federal court for violation of this guy's civil rights. They're also charged in civil court, but that case has not come to trial yet. Unlike Derek Chauvin's case, Derek Chauvin was tried in the state court first and convicted. Then when it got to the federal case, he went ahead and pled out. So that Derek Chauvin's case is over with. He's going to spend his life in prison. So these three officers are on trial together for this murder. Well, Tutau, the guy that was directing the pedestrians, took the stand in his own defense yesterday and testified that he had no idea that this guy was having breathing issues. No clue, even though everybody in that crowd was telling him, he's not breathing, he's not breathing. He had no idea because he was under the impression that if the guy was truly having breathing problems, the officers down there with him would be doing CPR. And since they weren't, he must have been okay. What do you think of that defense? Is that going to fly with a jury? I don't think so, because they're seeing the film and they're seeing this guy's demeanor and they're seeing people plead with him. The guy is not breathing. A paramedic pleading with him to go, let me help this guy. And he says, nope, I didn't know he was having breathing problems. What? Are you insane? I'm sorry. You're not supposed to get my opinion. But I'm sorry. If a professional is telling you the guy down there is having breathing problems, you might want to pay attention. Now, as for the two officers that were down there with him, I don't know if they're going to take the stand or not. We shall see. But super, super interesting testimony. But, in federal court, they do not allow cameras, so I have to pull this from news outlets to get the recap. And there's not a lot of, you'd think there'd be more coverage, but there really is not a lot. So that's unfortunate. What else is going on? Oh my gosh, on the news last night, they they found this little girl. She had been missing since 2019, and it's not Harmony Montgomery. Harmony Montgomery has not been found yet. That's a little girl who also has not been seen since 2019. This is another little girl who she had been taken away from her parents. I didn't get the whole story about why she had been taken away, but they suspected that the parents had kidnapped her and taken her back. So the police had been to their parents' house many times to look for this girl. Couldn't find her. So they get a tip that the little girl is there. Someone has seen her. So they get a tip. They go again to this, and they find the little girl hidden under the stairs, living in this like little area where there's dirty blankets. And so they take her into custody and they remove her again from the parents. What is going on here? Yeah, now back to Harmony Montgomery. I don't get a lot of coverage on her. You know, they're being very tight-lipped about her disappearance and where she's at. That's the case where the father says he dropped her back to her mother over Thanksgiving. The mother says, no, you did not. And now the stepmother had gone to jail for food stamp fraud because she was collecting food stamps that whole time for Harmony, even though nobody knows where Harmony is. And so they recently released her to go to a rehab for drug and alcohol abuse. So she is in a rehab pending her trial. Yeah, there's a lot of crime going on out there. Crafting and crime. Not a lot of crafting going on here, though, right? So what happened this day in history? Well, in 1968, I was 8 years old. Don't do the math. Do not do the math. The first 911 call was made. I did not realize that 911 was such a recent concept. Yeah, let me just read you a little bit about it here. February 16, 1968 sees the first official 911 call placed in the United States. Now, up until this time, Europe has been using 999, and we're like, hey, you know, that might be a good idea. We should try that. Now, you would think that the government came up with 911, but no, it was AT&T. At the time, AT&T had a monopoly on the telephone system. They owned all the Bell telephone things, and that it was a permissible monopoly at the time because of the high cost of establishing infrastructure. So AT&T had everything, and 911, they said, oh, that'll be easy to remember, and it was an area code that they had not given out yet. So they decided on 911, and later on Canada adopted 911 as well. So both here and the U.S. Use 911. They said, except in some British colonies in Canada, they still use 999. So as telephones became common in the U.S., households, fire departments around the country recommended establishing a single, simple number to be dialed in the event of a fire or other emergency. Ooh, great idea, huh? Okay. The first 911 call was placed by Representative Rankin Fight, the Speaker of the Alabama House of Representatives in the town of Haleyville, Alabama, on February 16th of the following year. So Nome, Alaska was the first place to adopt the 911 system, and then it just kind of slowly trickled out. By 1987, 50% of the country was using the system, and this is when Canada adopted it. Yeah, so, and even then, the Congress was establishing Congress was establishing it as a recommendation, not a requirement. But today we have, all 50 states. Everybody has 911. So everybody finally came around, and we all have 911 now. Interesting. I didn't know it was such a recent thing. I just felt like it's always been there, Don't you feel like it's always been there? Yeah. So let me just finish this little section here. So I'm really kind of sad because Ticket to Ride is coming to an end and I've had so much fun. I wish I could say I had finished this painting. I have not. So I will be continuing to work on this painting. Probably, I hope maybe by the end of February or early March to have it finished. But there is plans for another Ticket to Ride. Don't you worry. Yep, we're going to have another one. This one was hugely successful. We had so much fun. I met so many fantastic people. What a great group of people you guys are, honestly. And if you didn't get in on this Ticket to Ride, I hope you get in on the next one. It will be To Russia with Love. This also with David McLean. Diamond Art Club does not have that painting in stock as of yet, but we have reached out to DAC to give us a date of when it will be back into stock, and you will be the first to know because I will announce it and you will go get it. Hopefully it is a gorgeous painting. I'll put a picture of it here. It's even more gorgeous than this one. My sister's like, can I do that one? I'm tempted to go ahead and let her do it, and I'll just do something else. But it will still be Ticket to Ride to Russia with Love. Ticket to Ride Russia. Now you can do another Russian painting or any landscape painting that you want. Any destination, just like this one. You just choose your destination. But for now, we are all packing our bags. We're gathering our wares that we got from our sponsors. We're packing it all up. We've got our passport. We're getting back on the plane. We're headed home. We're going to relax for a little while before we head to Russia. Yeah. All right, I've got one little more stretch here. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Oh, one more. Okay, finish that color. Yep. Guys, that is the show for today. Thank you for coming. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Don't forget the notification bell. And if you are a current subscriber, please consider becoming a member of the channel. You can do so. The link is down in the description. It's a little as $1.99 a month. The money goes to support the contents of the channel, like yarn. You see me doing my projects. I'm working on the poncho. We're going to do the Sesame Street crochet along with Bag a Day. So lots to come. Please consider becoming a member to support all that. Don't forget, tonight is Craft With Me Wednesday. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I haven't even thought about it, but I'm going to get a craft out and we're going to go. Maybe loom knitting. You want to do loom knitting tonight? We can do loom knitting tonight. Yeah, let's do loom knitting. Okay, loom knitting it is. Cheryl's like, yay, loom knitting, yay. Okay. All right, guys, love you all. Take care. Bye.